a very tenuous connection to tonight's themes. I was just seeing some old friends, spent a lot of time with some old friends, and I remember what it's like to be around marriages that you've been around for decades. And everybody knows what the deal is with those two. So I'm going to read a complete short story. In 8 minutes. Bill's wife, Cindy, was being a pain in the ass. It was killing me. It was my fault. I'd been out with them and a bunch of other folks Saturday night, and at one point we were at the bar together ordering, and she dropped another hint about wanting to know exactly how Bill spent his Sunday afternoons with the boys, because she was afraid it was a different kind of train going into a different kind of tunnel, ha ha ha. So I offered that she come by and see what we were up to. Whatever she said, our gang wasn't stag by any means. And as soon as the words were out of my mouth, Bill looked at me like, "Are you insane?" And I knew that I'd fucked up. So we were in my basement, Bill, Cindy, Eloise, Pete, and me, and I was pretty proud of my layout. I'd been working on it for years. It was your basic figure eight with detours on both loops. The tracks ran through a town on one end and went up to a hill around a lake on the other. Along the way there were overpasses, road crossings, a water and coal station, and a farm with its own stop. I put a lot of work into the details, the cars, the cows, the manger scene in front of the church. Lots of time with foam core, an X-Acto knife, tweezers, and crazy glue. Lots of money on the Vel and testers. Today, we were going to run Eloise's stock on my line. Her engine was a legacy 2-truck Shay, classic black with yellow and silver detailings. The legacy features included Dynachuff and real-time quilling whistle, and we were keen to do it. But before Eloise could even get the log cars hooked up, Cindy started in. "Why is it all 50s stuff? The cars look like Elvis movies." "It's just how it is," said Bill. "You should have modern trains. You should have a bullet train. One side to the other in half a second. Pow!" She made a zooming motion with her hand, and her other hand had a beer in it, and she spilled a little onto the pasture. I had to blot that very carefully after she left, then seal it and respray. Not that it was going to match perfectly. "It's not really about speed," Bill said. "It's more about the journey." "Oh, really? So where does the train go?" Cindy said. "What do you mean?" "What's its purpose?" "It delivers milk to the town," Pete said with a straight face. "But it's hot coming out of the cow, you see, so they take a turn up by the mountain to cool it off." "The whole railroad just for milk? That's pretty stupid," Cindy said. "Would you just be quiet and watch a minute, for Christ's sakes?" said Bill. "Oh, so now you're telling me to shut up in front of your friends?" Eloise had her train connected, and her face went ever so slightly dreamy. She toggled the black handle of her transformer. The cars eased off the illuminated bumpers on the siding and onto the main track like a ghost sliding on melted butter. Eloise had the best hands, the best of all of us, although I was no slouch myself. Cindy came over and slumped against my side, making me feel her warmth, the soft cushion of her hips. She slung her damp arm around my neck. "He doesn't like it when I call him out for being mean to me," she said into my ear in a stage whisper. I was manning my own transformer, so I had nowhere to go. I braced myself against her, and my eyes met Bill's. He looked like he bit down on a bad peanut. Her arm was heavy on my shoulder, so I shrugged apologetically with just my face. Pete cleared his throat. "Okay, let's do this," he said. The four of us silently redirected our attention on Eloise's train coming up slowly into town. I started my own train on the hill. Today, I was running a Baldwin Centipede with Santa Fe slogan reefers. Cindy said, "What's up with all these logs? What's this, the Clear Cut Express? The Spotted Owl Death Camp train?" "The logs are going to make baby cribs," Eloise said. "Safe, natural wooden baby cribs." Cindy picked up my mailman and put him in harm's way. Oh, look out, there's an old guy on the tracks. Eloise's train knocked him off onto the front steps of City Hall. His tiny mailbag broke off. You're just gonna run him over? You're not stopping? Boy, you guys are really something. Eloise's train climbed. She pushed the transformer throttle further open. The Dynachuff was picking up tempo like a snorting bull. Then she let loose with a whirling whistle. If you think about the physics of sound, about amplitude and frequency, the problems involved in mechanically making a miniature sound are just fantastically complex. But it was shrill. It was lonely. And it wavered up and down like a baby's cry, like midnight in Mississippi with hellhounds on their children. My train triggered a banjo signal. Its arm flicked out just as neat as could be. I started coming down off the hill towards the Rock Bridge Pier, over the crossing point of the figure eight. In a moment, Eloise's train would barrel through the aperture of the jagged black rocks, while my train was rushing overhead with the authentically rusted steel girders. We barely breathed, both of us easing off our throttles in tiny increments, shooting to get the engines to hit the center of the bridge at the exact same moment so that the trains would be crossing for the longest possible time. We leaned forward with anticipation. The whistle quavered. Do you guys ever run them right into each other? Do you ever do a massive Amtrak system breakdown, 200 fatalities shit? Right now, Bill said. The reason we do this is happening right now. You're missing it. You're missing everything. Thank you.